Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of BSing Sports here on the BSing Network, where we do a little BS and we talk a whole lot of sports. It's great to have you guys back with us. With me, as always, is Ryan, and with us a lot recently is Jake. How you guys doing?
Doing well, bud.
All right, sounds good. Before we get into our show, I want to just take a minute. Timmy, our other host, unfortunately lost his father-in-law this past week. They did the service today. So from everybody over here at BSing Sports, we want to wish and send all of our condolences and all of our good thoughts over to the DiMattia family and tell you that we're really thinking about you, and we hope that this time is as easy as possible emotionally. Obviously, it's never easy to deal with something like that, but we wanted to let you guys know that we are thinking of you. So, for those of you who have been following along, we're doing a gentleman's football bet, NFL bets. Last week was atrocious for every one of us. I think Ryan ended up with the best score last week. Let's check it real quick.
Oh, yeah.
So Ryan had the best week at 16-20. Jake and I both at 15-21, and that's all we'll do for now. But yeah, let's get this rig rolling. Let's get fired up. I'm in last place on the season so far at 150 and 156. Jake in third, 154 and 152. Timmy in second at 156 and 150, and Ryan is starting to pull away at 159 and 147. So good for you, Ryan. I better catch somebody because I ain't buying Cowboys crap. Let's see. Let's get to it. Show starts at 6. Let's fire away. Patriots are visiting the Dolphins. 2-5 Patriots visiting the 5-2 Dolphins. Dolphins are favored by 9.5 points. The over/under is 46.5. We didn't choose an order, so I guess I'll go first, then Ryan, then Jake.
Sounds good.
Let me just copy and paste that so I don't mess it up as we get going. Copy paste. Perfect. All right, so I'll get going. I'm going to take the Dolphins here. I got them not to cover. The Patriots have been playing teams outside of the Cowboys pretty well, actually. They played the Buffalo Bills pretty well last week themselves. So, yeah, I'm going to take the Patriots. I'm going to take the Dolphins to not cover, and I am going to take the over, actually, on this one, 46.5. I'm going to take the Dolphins to not cover and the over. Ryan.
Yeah, I'm taking the Dolphins here as well. That shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. 9.5, pretty large spread there. Like you said, Patriots are playing tough on people, so I am going to take a no cover there, and I am also going to take the over as well. I might change that one, though. That's a pretty good over-under number.
I might change it by tomorrow. Again, as rules state, we have up until an hour before game time to change our picks. Jake.
I was about to say, you're going to change it again on us?
It's an hour, right? We decided last week live. It was an hour, right?
Yeah, it's an hour.
All right. Sounds good. Let's see. Everett Golson says Dolphins. Ken Brandt is foolish and says Pat's over. Ken Brandt also says, hey, Jake, Broncos suck. Looking past all that. Go ahead, Jake.
Yeah, so I'm going to do this one for the girlies. And Nikki Niles' birthday is today, and she is a Dolphins fan along with Danielle taking that. So I'm going to go the Dolphins to cover easily, and I'm taking the under. I just don't trust that offense for New England. I don't think they have what it takes. The last 2 weeks, they put up 29 points against the Buffalo and then 17 against the Raiders, and I just don't see them being able to keep up with the Dolphins offense here. So give me the under.
All right. Tim has also taken the Dolphins not to cover and the over. Let's see. The New York Jets at 3-3 visiting the New York Giants. I guess technically visiting the New York Giants. They're playing at MetLife. So at 2-5, the Jets are favored by 3.5 points. The over/under is 36.5. Ryan gets first dibs here.
I'm going to take the Giants here, actually. I thought I was going to take the Jets all the way up until we started this show here. But the Giants had a very convincing victory last week, albeit not against a fantastic team. But I think I liked what I saw, really. I liked what I saw of Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod Taylor's always been one of those guys that's kind of bad lucked his way out of jobs. He's never really lost a starting job, so to speak. So I'm taking the Giants, and I'm taking the under. I'm not that impressed with the Giants that they're going to put up a 30 spot on the Jets defense, but I think that they come out with a victory here, an upset win, if you call it that.
Jake.
Yeah, so I'm going to take the Jets here to cover and the under. With that solely being said, Tyrod Taylor is not been good for the Giants at all. He scored 14 points against a suspect Washington defense, and he scored 9 points against Buffalo. The offense is just not good. They do not have the receivers to put up points, and this defense is going to eat Tyrod Taylor alive, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave Ryan on a little island by himself here because I too am gonna go with the Jets, Jets. And man, 4 points. I do think they cover the 4-point spread. And listen, this isn't because I trust Zach Wilson and Garrett Wilson or anything like that. It's because I trust that Jets defense. We watched them 2 weeks ago shut down a really, really high-powered Eagles offense, and then you saw what the offense for the Eagles did against the Dolphins. So, yeah, I'm going to take the Jets here. I agree. I don't think Tyrod Taylor can get it going. I think Saquon Barkley is going to be bottled up in the backfield. They already don't really have solid receiving options in the Giants. I was going to say in New York, but the Giants. So yeah, give me the Jets to cover, and I too am going with the under here. I think it's a really good over under because neither offense is going to be able to get going. But yeah, give me the Jets in the under.
Interesting.
Next, interesting.
Oh, well, I just think the Jets actually have put up 20 points against Philly, and then they put up 31 against Denver and 20 against Kansas City. So, I mean, that offense seems to be clicking. Zach Wilson seems to be having, more confidence. I want to, after the bye week, see if they can do something against this Giants defense.
Maybe.
31 against the Broncos. That's pretty light considering Miami did, 70 against them?
I believe it was 70. 70 against the Broncos. I wonder if Broncos fans remember that, Ryan.
If they don't, they do now.
They were probably in an alcoholic-induced coma by the second quarter.
Jake can confirm.
Do what? No,
can you
no,
confirm?
I will not confirm nor deny.
Plausible indeniability. I like it. All right, let's move on to the Jacksonville Jaguars at 5-2. So visiting the Pittsburgh Steelers at 4-2. 2.5-point favorites are the Jaguars. Over under is 41.5. Jakey Poo gets first go.
I went back and forth with this one. The Jags are playing good offensive ball right now, and the Steelers, who to me are the shock in the NFL this year, at 4-2, just a well-coached ball team. And that offense actually hasn't played terrible. And they got Deontay Johnson back. And so with that, I'm taking the Steelers to win this. I think their defense will slow down the Jags offense. But I think Deontay Johnson's big. Jalen Warren's played well. Najee Harris he'll get you the 3 yards you need. And I got the over. I think both teams will put up at least 24 points.
Just be sure. I'm pretty sure I heard you. Steelers and over, correct?
Steelers over.
All right. Listen, the Steelers are kind of a surprise for me at 4-2. I know Mike Tomlin's a really good coach, but to start the season, they had gotten burned real bad. 2 games back to back, real quick. And now they're sitting here at 4-2, right? You didn't know if Kenny Pickett was going to play last week with the knee injury. He plays pretty well. I've seen. I don't know. I've been watching more and more Jaguars games, probably because I'm in Florida and it's on the national televised stuff around me. But that Jags team looks pretty good. And as a result, I am going to go with the Jags here. I think they cover the 2.5-point spread. And I'm going to say this game goes over 41.5 points. I really think it. We're going to have to tell Tim when he has an opportunity that he needs to decide whether the Jags are going to cover or not. But he's busy right now, so we're not going to bother him. And that leads it into Ryan.
First off, Tim's watching. He commented, so he's not that busy. Secondly, this This is a team of finding similar way. Like both these teams are finding similar ways to win football games right now. The only difference is we had the expectation for the Jaguars to actually win football games, whereas we thought the Steelers would kind of be meh at this point. That being said, I am still going to take the Jags to cover, and I expect the over. Another week coming in with Deontay Johnson back, assuming his wide receiver 1 role for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I expect their offense to build off of that and continue to go. They showed some life in the ground game last week, so there was some promise there. But ultimately, I don't think it'll be enough to beat Jacksonville. Taking the Jags.
Yeah, no, I like it. I like it. Next game, we have the Atlanta Falcons at 4-3 visiting the Tennessee Titans at 2-4. 2.5 point favorites for the Falcons over under Will Levis led Titans. Yes. Falcons are favored at 2.5 points. The over under is 35.5. Some information out of Tennessee today. They have told him, even though there have been a lot of inquiries and rumors swirling that other teams were calling, kicking the tires on Derrick Henry. They have told him that they are not trading him. I get the first go on this one. Kind of wish I didn't. Listen, you know what? I liked Will Levis coming out of the draft. And there's a reason they're starting him rather than Malik Willis. I'm going to take the Titans here. I think they support him with the rushing attack just enough. Yeah, I know. I see your face. Just enough to get this done. And I am going to go the over, but I think a new face back there might give them like an energized boost, the whole team energized boost that they need. And honestly, I'm looking forward to seeing what Will Levis has. I know it's not, usually traditional for me to take a rookie quarterback in their first start. Historically, I don't think I've ever done it. But here I am taking Will Levis because the team was smart enough to start him over Malik Willis. So the Titans and the over is Bill's pick for right now. And it's on very thin ice. Let's move into Ryan's.
What do you guys?
Ryan has made the comment. Ryan has made a comment in the private chat with us. He asks when we start drug testing as a company. Not today.
That being said, I am going to take the Falcons. Obviously, it'd be weird for me to make a comment like that and then follow it up with the Titans. I don't think 2.5 is enough either. I think they cover, and I think that this game actually goes over. I am not impressed right now with either of these teams, quite frankly. But somehow, some way, the Falcons are 4-3, and they lead the NFC South, and they keep winning games despite we as NFL fans and fantasy managers everywhere just cannot stand Arthur Smith. That being said, taking the Falcons to cover, and this game I think actually goes over.
All right, Jakey Poo.
Interesting. I don't think this game goes over at all. Both these offenses are terrible. Arthur Smith has no idea what he's doing running that offense. Bijan is sick and he only gets 1 carry. I still want to see what that's all about. But over the last 5 weeks, these teams average 13 and 18 points a game. So give me Atlanta to cover and the under. I want to see Will Levis play well. I want to see him succeed because I did like him out of the draft as well. But I think this defense is going to be too much, and it's not a great defense.
I'm going to support Tim Brandt's comment right there. I think Treylon Burks has a big day with Will Levis at the helm.
Huh. That's a thought.
Listen, Will Levis is an actual pocket passer. They built the team around what should be a pocket passer, and Tannehill isn't really a pocket passer. So I'm really feeling like the Titans are going to come out and have a good game here. It's just how I feel about it. Ryan gets the first. Sorry, good.
Here's the deal, right? Like Tannehill is not a beast by any stretch of the imagination, but there is a reason that Will Levis was a healthy scratch every game up until Tannehill got hurt. He's definitely a better quarterback than Levis, and obviously Malik Willis. So I'm going to lean that Ryan Tannehill's probably the guy. And if he can't make Treylon Burks happen, I don't think anybody can on that team.
Fair enough. Moving on to the next game. I do like that take, though, right? It's not like I'm dismissing it. I like that take. It's just there's a reason you draft this kid out of the second round. Yeah. There's a reason people thought he was going to go in the first round. I'm looking for big things out of Will Levis.
I mean, that sounds a lot like
I am
Drew Lock.
down the road. Yeah, I would hope for big things out of Will Levis, but it also sounds like that they're going to split time. I've heard that rumor too, that both Malik Willis and Will Levis will play. So I'm just going to stay away from the whole thing, and I'm taking the Falcons.
Fair enough. Next game, a battle of the first two quarterbacks taken in the first round of this year's draft. You've got the CJ Stroud leading the Texans at 3-3 into Carolina, facing off against Bryce Young at 0-6. The Texans are favored by 3.5 points. The over-under is 43.5. Fortunately, I do not have to pick this one, Ryan.
Well, I mean, I'll take.
I mean, I do.
I'm taking the Texans. This is one of the easier games to pick. I do not have any faith in the Panthers. They have not established any sort of consistent running game. Bryce Young does not look good to start the season. Not as good as the quarterback on the other side, CJ Stroud, who's doing more with probably less on his side, less talented running backs. I would take Miles Sanders over Dameon Pierce, and I would take Adam Thielen over any receiver on the Texans roster. So that being said, I'm taking the Texans to cover. I think this game actually goes over. I don't like either of these defenses, and Stroud has put up a lot better numbers against better defenses than the Panthers.
Jake?
Yeah, no, I was sitting here talking to Ryan before the show and thinking, I don't know who to take for this game. And I originally had Houston, but I'm going the Carolina Panthers to get their first win of the season here. And I have this game going over. I think both defenses are not that great. And I think they found some rhythm with Thielen and Sanders coming back. And I think this is going to be a shootout. So give me the over easily. Both teams average over 20 points. So it's not impossible to see.
Yeah. I mean, when you're looking at this, get that drug test, Jakey. I mean, when you look at this game, I just feel like with the way the Panthers have been playing so far this season, that I'm in the I won't pick them till they win category. So I'm gonna also take the Texans to cover and the over in this game. As you already pointed out, both teams are averaging a little bit over 20 points a game. 43.5 is an extremely, really good over under for these two teams. And as Ryan alluded to, the defenses aren't very good, which is a little bit surprising considering D'Amico Ryans is the head coach of the Houston Texans. But, it is what it is.
I
You
think
don't
the
do so
Texans
much with the talent around you.
Better than
the
we
Panthers. I would agree with that.
But they're still not good.
I would agree. Yes, and I would agree with that assessment 100%. But yeah, so I got the Texans to cover and the over. Moving on. The Los Angeles Rams at 3-4 visiting the Dallas Cowboys with no record on here. Thank you very much for
They're
that,
4-2.
Thank you, 4-2.
They didn't
Cowboys
deserve a record.
Cowboys are favored by 6.5 points. The over-under is 45.5. Jakey Poo fires away.
Man, I really hated picking this game. I'm going to go the Rams solely for the reason that my buddy Christian Gutierrez is a Cowboys fan, and I just cannot stand him or the Cowboys. No, I like Matthew Stafford here. I like Puka Nacua, and I love Kupp, and I don't think the Cowboys can stop both of them. And until the Cowboys can beat a decent team, I'm taking the Rams.
You didn't tell me whether it be over or under.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, give me the over here. That's a good number. 45.5 is a.
Yeah, it's a solid number.
Listen, I think this is a good game. I really do. I think the Cowboys are victorious. I hate to say it because I hate the Cowboys. I do think the Cowboys come out on top here. I don't think they cover. I think it's a 3-point game. I think that Matthew Stafford plays well. I think Puka Nacua probably goes over 100 yards. Cooper Kupp probably gets over 100 yards because you're right. They can't cover them all. However, Dallas has done a really good job of answering, and I think that's the difference here in this game. So give me the Cowboys not to cover in the over. Cowboys. Ryan?
I'm taking the Cowboys for two reasons. One, they're coming off a bye week. They've had two weeks to prepare for this game. Number two, if I pick the Cowboys and they win, it means I get a W. If I pick the Cowboys and they lose, it means I'm ecstatic. So I'm in a no-lose situation by picking the Cowboys here. I don't think that they cover, actually. I know 6.5 is kind of a pretty much a gimme spread, so to speak. But I think the Rams actually do keep this game close. Like Jake said, I don't think they can cover both Puka and Cup without Mr. Diggs in the secondary there. So, and I'm taking the over. I actually think shootout. Both teams scoring 28 plus.
Yeah, agree. All right, I get the next game. The Vikings at 3-4 visiting the 2-4 Packers. The spread is even. Over under is 42.5. So the way we decided to score this was that we have 2 games on the schedule, this one and the next one, that both have even spreads. It's not a win or a loss. We're just gonna put it right on the table right away. It's not a win or a loss. It's nothing. Even is nothing. Anyway, moving past that.
Wait. When did we agree to that?
Thought we had the text message group that said that.
I didn't say I agree to that. It needs to be double or nothing. If you pick the right one, congratulations, you get 2 wins.
I like that.
Actually, I do like that.
I can run.
I like that. I can run with that. Having said that, Vikings. I am.
That was climactic for no reason.
Whatever. No, I'm going with the Vikings here. Listen, last week they looked better. The week before they looked better. The week before they looked better. And I think they're finally hitting their stride here. Obviously, they're 7 weeks late, but that's a good offense. Even without Justin Jefferson, that's a good offense. And I expect look at you. Thank you. I expect them to keep rolling. I really do. Cam Akers has finally started running the ball a little bit. They're doing a good little tandem with him and Madison and Addison has stepped up. Addison has stepped up in the as a wide receiver. So I'm going to go with the Vikings here, even though it's in Green Bay. Man, that over under.
Dude, that catch Addison made against San Fran last week was unbelievable.
Agreed. Yeah. And that's the thing, is the team they beat last week is the Niners. So I think they're going to build on that. I really do. So give me the Vikings and the over. Vikings and the over. Ryan.
Man, I want to pick the Vikings because this game means a lot for them, right? Like this is, their make or break game essentially. Once they go to 3-5, it's not looking pretty for them. They've got some momentum. They just beat the Niners, coming off a huge win. I think this is a letdown game for them. I'm taking the Packers here. It's classic NFL scripting, you could say, whatever you want to call it, that the Vikings come out and beat a team that they're not supposed to beat and then follow it up on the road the next week against a team they should beat and they end up losing. So Packers have had 2 weeks to prepare for this game on their bye. I'm taking the Packers. I'm taking the over. No, Packers bye was week 5. My bad.
Yeah.
I
was like, Packers played the Dolphins last week.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot you actually watched that game.
You're so funny. No. For me, this is simple. The Vikings are going to win this. The Packers are a sad excuse, and I think they're actually going to start tanking at 2-4 to try and get a top draft pick because they realize Jordan Love is just not it. And so give me
Number 6 game
in a bad division. Well,
yeah, this man's got guaranteed money through next year. He's not going anywhere.
Packers have a lot of holes to fill, and so give me the Vikings, and give me the under 42.5. I don't think the Packers put up points. Like we saw, Jordan Love was just too efficient at the beginning of the year.
Okay, see, because I was looking at this game and I thought to myself 24-21, 27-24. What were you looking at?
Yeah, that's kind of where my head's at, Bill.
I got like 24-17, if that.
Okay. Hey, everybody's entitled to their own wrong opinion, man.
Hey, look, I've been killing the over/under the past couple of weeks. So
you know what? You're 100% correct. You have been. So maybe,
and you can stay down there behind me.
That's it. I'm coming for you, Ryan.
Yeah. Want to take a quick intermission?
No, let's keep rolling.
Yeah, I was about to say, let's keep cooking.
All right, let's fire away. All right, we got the Saints visiting at 3-4, visiting the Indianapolis Colts at 3-4. Again, spread is even, double or nothing for the for the straight up. Over under is 43.5. Ryan gets first pick on this one.
All my logic would tell me to take the Saints in this situation because of what we discussed earlier prior to the show, the line moving in favor of the Saints by 2.5 points. However, I'm taking the Colts here, being the home team. I like the way that they played. They kind of, skimmed one out against the Browns, maybe with some help. We can debate that on a different show. But I like the way that offense is operating. Jonathan Taylor looks like he's coming back full swing in cohesion with Zach Moss. Michael Pittman's showing out. Your boy over there, Josh Downs, showing out. And Gardner Minshew's running the offense over there pretty well. So I'm going to take the Colts here. And I think that this game goes over. After what I saw last week with the Colts defense, I expect the Saints offense to be able to counter. It'll be a shootout.
Oh,
it's your turn.
No, okay, fair enough. Sorry, I saw you type that in, and I was like, oh, you're just going to skip on over. Got it. Man.
I didn't think there was any point in bringing up a different argument. Everything he said was...
You're right.
Yeah. If he's right, then I can just do this then.
No, he's not. He's not right. That's the problem. And Derek Carr, I think...
All right, who's in first?
Irrelevant. Give me the Saints. Give me the under. And
he only said that because I said Colts over, and he thinks I'm not right.
No, honestly, I don't think a lot of points are scored this game. Either the Saints don't put up any points because of all the Chris Olave drama, or Olave starts running his routes and, Derek Carr throws him the ball.
Okay.
See, it's the Derek Carr not sucking thing that I have an issue with.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Also, listen, the Colts, let's not act like that Browns defense isn't good, because that Browns defense is good. Going into last week's game, they had some of the best statistical numbers in history.
Yep.
And the Colts put up 33 points or 34 points, whatever the end of that score was. I know they won by 1.
39-38.
There you go. So I do think this goes over. In addition to the fact that, as Ryan has already pointed out, Gardner Minshew is managing that offense very well. He had an off week 2 weeks ago, and I get that. However, he played against the Ravens, who were first in their division, and beat them. He played last week against the Browns, again, a very good defense, and he beat them. I'm taking the Colts here, and I'm also going with the over. Ryan, go ahead, fire away with the information on that question.
I'll actually let our newest member handle that. Jake,
go ahead.
No, he just got arrested for going 35 over, and their body cam footage of him just saying, "Do you know who I am?" Just bad look. Especially like after last week, he was slowing up on routes and not running them all the way through. Seemed like a little diva,
running
but
them
what do I
incorrectly
know?
altogether. But yeah, so I mean, I take the Colts.
EAGLES. The Eagles at 6-1, visiting the Washington Commanders at 3-4. That was like such a solid transition, wasn't it, Jake? Eagles are favored by 6.5 points. The over/under is 43.5. Some of you will remember 3 weeks ago, these two teams put up 67 total points in an overtime game, and the Eagles came out victorious. Jake, you get first pick. Taking the Commanders, right?
Simple to me. I think the Eagles win. Their front seven is just dominant, and the offensive line for the Commanders cannot block for Sam Howell one bit. I have this game going over, and I have the Eagles not covering. I still think it's going to be a close game. I think Sam Howell is a good quarterback and distributes the ball where it needs to be. If he could just get a second of time to throw it, the Commanders would be a way better ball team.
Okay. The Eagles, some big news this past week. The Eagles go get Kevin Byard, all-pro.
Byard.
Everything. Byard, my bad. Kevin Byard. Tons of different ways to say his last name. Only one of them is correct. One of us is right. I believe it is Byard. Ryan is right. I think he makes a difference as opposed to what happened a couple weeks ago where Sam Howell was able to, get the ball out and be really effective. We also get Reed Blankenship back this week. So I'm going to take the Eagles. I'm going to take them to cover. And I think Jake is correct. Eagles front seven is going to disrupt Sam Howell a whole lot this game, unlike they were able to a couple weeks ago. So I also think the Eagles come out and put up somewhere around 31 to 34 points by themselves. So I will take the over as well. Give me the Eagles to cover and the over.
I have the same optimistic expectation that Bill does. So I'm picking the same line across: Eagles over, cover. Big news for the Eagles, though. It doesn't sound like Jordan Davis will play, which will hurt the running game slightly. However, not gonna really matter a whole ton. This game comes down to pass protection and Sam Howell.
Sounds good. I mean, it doesn't sound good. Obviously, you want Jordan Davis in there, but sounds good. Let's see. I got the next one. We've got the Browns at 4-2 visiting the Seattle Seahawks at 4-2. 3.5-point favorites are the home team, the Seahawks. Over under is 38.5. This is a good game. Again, I just talked about how the Browns defense is very good. Geno Smith has probably taken about a half a step back from where it was last year. However, he still looks pretty efficient. I mean, Kenny Walker. They're actually starting to work on Zach Charbonnet a little bit, which is kind of good. The Browns are going to be pissed after losing to the Colts, but I'm going to go Seahawks here. Keep opening different tabs because I'm not on the right thing when I click the document and start typing. So I am going to go Seahawks. And I got to be honest, it's unconvincing. So I will go no cover on it. 38.5, two teams, good defenses. And again, unconvincing with the over on this one. 38.5 just isn't a lot of points. I'll probably change that to the Seahawks and under tomorrow. But right now, while I'm sitting here, I'm going to go Seahawks, no cover, and over. Ryan.
I'm not changing my pick tomorrow. I'm going Seahawks cover and under. I just think that both of these defenses, like you said, are excellent. However, the biggest gap is that with PJ Walker, what does the Browns offense really look like? Do we really trust that 38-point outing we just saw last week, or is it more what we've seen from PJ Walker in the past? I am taking the Seahawks to cover under. Both defenses going to show out.
Jakey Poo.
Before I start this, if you are watching, like and share. We do appreciate it. All the support is good for us, and we want to build this community. We want to help us grow. That's all we ask. So
one thing
with that being said, give me
subscribe too.
What's up?
Please subscribe. Yeah, you forgot to subscribe. You said like and share. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you're on Facebook, I see a couple of you are. Please switch over to YouTube and subscribe and like the video on YouTube as well.
Leave a positive comment. Got something nice to say about us? And you know what your mother said, if you don't got nothing nice to say, just don't say anything at all.
I mean, if you want to say something mean to Ryan, that's okay.
I think Ryan can take it.
Except
I can't.
first place.
Please be nice. Right before Jake gets to make his pick again, we're going to interrupt him one more time. As always, thank you to Orphan Rivers for the intro music. If you have not checked him out yet, he is on Bandcamp. Please go check out Orphan Rivers on Bandcamp.
We will interrupt Jake one more time. The Fighting Irish are up 58-7.
Who are they playing?
Pitt.
Yes.
Raj. Okay. Give me the Seahawks here. Give me the cover and give me the under as well. I just don't see with PJ Walker this offense doing enough to score any points here.
All right. Ryan gets the first pick on the next one. Kansas City Chiefs. You know what? I'm going to change this real quick. Kansas City Taylor Swift's visiting the Denver. Oh, man, Jake, this is going to be so rough on you. The Denver Broncos at 2-5. The Taylor Swifts are favored by 7.5 points. Over under is 45.5. Do you take the Taylor Swifts? Ryan gets first.
I'm taking the Kansas City Chiefs here. I'm taking the cover. I'm taking the under. That might change depending on what I hear about the weather tomorrow. However, they are predicting a snow game somewhere between 6 and 14 inches. So I'm definitely going to be fading the over there, and I'll just stick with the under. But outside of the spread, I mean, in regards to the spread, I just do not believe in Denver to win football games at this point. I don't know exactly who's at fault at this point. They just find the most incredible ways to lose football games because they're a poverty franchise and they have no business being talked about amongst the top teams in the NFL because they're complete dog shit and just horrible and do not belong in the NFL, actually. So that's my take.
I'm going to clip that and pray to God the Chiefs lose tomorrow.
Do you think it enough to take the Broncos here?
Are you a stupid Broncos fan or are you just a Broncos fan?
Well, we know the answer, but let's see what he does.
He's thinking about it. He really thinks that they're going to win.
See it on his face. Yeah.
They're 2-5, man.
I'm much totally being baited here. Give me.
Do we have the Jeopardy theme on hand? Like, what's going on here?
Give me the Broncos.
Yeah, right. Like,
I hate you guys.
Oh, he did it.
We're not frozen. Jake just really thinks that the Broncos are going to beat the Chiefs.
And give me the over, please.
Broncos in the over. You got it, Chief.
That streak has to come to an end. And yes, I'm a homer. Yes, I'm a Broncos fan. And yes, Ryan baited me into picking that. I was going to pick the Chiefs. But you know what? If I can clip what he just said after Denver wins, it's going to be worth it.
I'm clipping that right there. And I'm going to post that right after.
Yeah, I'm going to copy and paste what Ryan said. Chiefs cover and the under. Again, snowstorm coming. Broncos are really bad. Chiefs aren't. Enough said, right?
Yeah, what's the
test number 2?
Business drug tests. Jake, I need to speak to you after the show. Bring an empty plastic cup, please.
Yeah.
To the meeting.
Well, you know, Ryan, we could always just fire him like we used to fire Timmy. Let's fix that. Put you guys back where you were. All right, let's move on to the next one. We've given Jake a hard enough time. I didn't think we could actually bait him into doing that, but apparently we can. So here we are. It's good to know that you give him peer pressure, Jake.
Even further in first place.
No, it's good to know I'm loyal to T. It's a fault.
We've got the Ravens at 5-2 visiting the Cardinals at 1-6. Kyler Murray has been a question mark, and now it's looking like he will not play. Latest I heard was he will not, but that can change. I don't think it matters. Ravens are favored by 9.5 points. The over-under is 44.5. Jake, you get the first pick here.
He's picking the Cardinals.
No, not
I
at
did.
all.
Listen, I did last week.
This game's simple.
But that was a good game last week.
Don't mess it up. Yeah. The Ravens are going to win this game. Like I said, Josh Dobbs, they found out how to stop him, what to beat, like what his tendencies are. The question of the day is, can the Cardinals put up any type of points to make this an over-under game? And to me, they'll put up 13 points, and I have to go under on this. I see like a 30-13 game.
You just told them not to cover. You said Ravens not to cover in the under, and then you said
no, Ravens are covering 30-13. They cover.
Couldn't have said anything.
Yeah, you're a nice guy, Bill. I'd have let him just be like, all right, man.
I should have said that. No, I want to make it as
before the season starts.
I want to make it as fair as possible.
Dude picked the Broncos. He signed his own death warrant anyway.
It's just nice to know that we can make him, fold under pressure. It's really nice.
Yeah, right. He's picking the Broncos every week now.
No, that's the exact opposite.
Yeah, I've got the Ravens here. The Cardinals, as Jake has already alluded to, Josh Dobbs. There's a lot of tape on him now. Teams are starting to figure out how to stop him. I think that's part of the reason that he was able to capitalize against the Cowboys when he did, and everybody was up in arms and raving about him. There just wasn't a lot of tape on Josh Dobbs at that point. So I am going to go with the Ravens here. 9.5 is a very big spread, and the Cardinals have been playing good football, so I will take him not to cover. But I think it goes over. Like a gut feeling I got. I was wrong about last week. The Cardinals gut feeling I had, but at least that game was good. Ryan.
I'm taking the team represented by the bird, so that way, I can't lose.
Purple or red?
I'm taking the Ravens here. And I think that spread's a bit of a trap, actually. The Ravens coming off of a massive win against an NFC contender in the Lions. The Cardinals kind of coming off a little bit of a heartbreak against the Seahawks there in a low-scoring game. So I'm going to take the Ravens, but not to cover, and I think that this game goes over as well. I think that we have a bit of a shootout on our hands and somewhat of a scare for the Ravens.
I like it. I do like it. Before the next game comes up, friendly reminder that in a few weeks we will no longer be streaming live to Twitter or X, whatever it's called, and Facebook. We will primarily be streaming, not primarily, we will in fact only be streaming to YouTube and Twitch. So if you are on Facebook, we beg of you to go and subscribe on YouTube to know when we're coming on. This show is every Saturday at 6. That's going to be repetitive. And make sure you're liking every video. And again, as Ryan has already said, Jake has already said, I've already said, please feel free to comment. We enjoy the comments. We love the comments. And we also love feedback. Good or bad, we can only get better, right? I hope we can't get worse, but here we are. But again, in a few weeks' time, we will no longer be streaming live to Facebook or X. Or that's so weird to say.
What Twitter, man? Nobody's calling it X.
Even StreamYard still has the damn bird on the screen. Like, yeah. So okay. Yeah. So Twitter. Again, one last time here before I make my pick on the next game. In a few weeks' time, we will no longer be streaming live to Facebook or Twitter. Please go to YouTube. Please subscribe. Please like our videos. Thank you very much. Everything matters. I mean it. Everything matters. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Bengals at 3-3. Last in their division. Niners at 5-2. Niners are 3.5-point favorites coming off the loss to the Vikings. Over under is 43.5. They are in San Francisco. Bill gets the first pick. Oh shit, that's me. I'm gonna go with the 49ers. I'm also going to take the 49ers to cover. Listen, Brock Purdy entered concussion protocol on the plane ride home, so they don't know what play had happened on. They think it was the quarterback push or whatever, that he got a concussion. But they didn't take him out of the game. He showed concussion symptoms on the plane ride home. They had him in concussion protocol, and I can't read the comments right now. I'm working on banners, so you guys are going to have to pull that up for me to read. And Ryan, send me his list. I want to pick all the opposite teams.
Just so you know, Gab, you would be in last place in the competition if you picked all the opposite picks as me.
That is actually 100% true.
Boys in first.
But yeah, so I got the Niners to cover. I think they're going to be pissed coming off of that loss to the Vikings last week. And I think they're going to – listen, I know the Bengals are on the up, starting to climb that ladder. I think they get pushed back down just a little bit in this game. Oh, you know what? Debo's not playing. Is Trent Williams playing?
I don't know. He's questionable.
I might change this if Trent Williams ain't playing. But right now I got 49ers to cover the 3.5-point spread, and I'm definitely taking the over here. Brian?
I'm taking the Bengals. These teams are, if you look at it, the teams are kind of heading in two different directions here, right? The Bengals caught a little bit of fire before their bye week. Maybe that kills it. Maybe it doesn't. However, it gives them an extra week for Joe Burrow to get healthy, T. Higgins to get healthy, and they're kind of rolling right now. They had a good win in Seattle right before they took a week off. They've had 2 weeks to prepare, and the Niners get hurt. Debo's hurt. Trent Williams is hurt. CMC was hurt. Brock Purdy's a little shaken up. It's just injury galore, and they've kind of slipped up here a little bit. So I'm going to take the Bengals for a road upset here, and I'm going to take the over. I think it's actually going to be a pretty good game.
All right, we got breaking news. I'm actually switching to the Bengals and the over on this one. Everything Ryan just said.
Damn, you can be easily convinced too.
No, I really can't. But the more I sat here and thought about it afterwards, and you mentioned all the guys who got hurt and banged up in last game, and none of them are all playing 100%, it really is foolish for me to take the Niners. So I'm going Bengals in the over. Jake, you going to take the Niners?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Niners just because all three of y'all took the Bengals. That is the only logical step here. I do like everything Ryan said there, but at the end of the day, the 49ers are a good football team, and I think they will figure out a way to win this. I have them not to cover in the over.
Go ahead, Bill. Keep agreeing with me. Feed the ego.
Gabby's winning. I got to catch up. Like, let's see.
That being said, I don't hate your take there. You know, I've always said when others zig, you zag.
Bears 2-5. Justin Fields is not playing. Chargers 2-4. Justin Herbert is playing. 8.5 point favorites for the Chargers. Over under is 46.5. Ryan gets first go.
I am shocked that the over-under is 8.5. There is no way the Chargers cover that. I'm taking the Chargers to win, but not by 8.5. And I will take the over. The Chargers find ways to lose games like I've never seen before, right? I can't even understand how they're I can't fathom how they're 2-4 right now. I can't. And Justin Herbert doesn't look the same without arguably his number one guy in Mike Williams. I mean, every time Mike Williams gets hurt, Justin Herbert looks like a completely different dude. So that being said, the Bears coming off some momentum, great win for Tyson. Tyson. That's his name. I forget. Baggant, whatever. He looked fantastic. He didn't look fantastic. He looked like he didn't do anything wrong to lose him that game, which is all they really need him for. So that being said, I'm taking the Chargers not to cover, but I'm taking the over.
Copy that. Jake, fire away, bud.
Man, I want to take the Bears here just because.
Go ahead.
But the Chargers are going to win this. The Chargers are going to cover. I think they get back on track with offense. And I have the under. I don't think the Bears are going to put up any points. I think that first game was a fluke. And honestly, he didn't put up that great of a stat line.
Just to make sure I heard you correctly, Chargers to cover and the under.
Yep. Chargers to cover and the under.
Copy that. I'm going to go Chargers not to cover and the over. Sorry. Chargers not to cover and the under. Chargers not to cover and the under. For reasons that Ryan said, without Mike Williams on the field, Justin Herbert looks like a completely different quarterback. We said going into the season that Kellen Moore was going to be like a huge difference maker for this offense and for Justin Herbert. And through 6 games, it has not looked that way. With all the talent that's on that team, the Austin Eckler's, the Justin Herberts, the Keenan Allens, you expect the Chargers to be better than 2-5 right now, or 2-4.
To be fair, Austin Eckler's played 6 quarters of football.
That is 100% fair. You're right, and I apologize for even having brought his name up. But the point still stands. With all the talent on that team, they shouldn't be 2-4, and yet here they are sitting at 2-4. Some of it can be blamed on coaching, some of it can be blamed on execution, but overall they should not be 2-4. But I'm going to take the Chargers here. They're not going to cover the 8.5 point spread. That's too much. I got them winning by 7, and I'm going to go with the under here. Jake gets the last.
Raiders got them. Fuck the Raiders. And that's all I got to say here. I'm taking the Lions. The Lions are just a far better team than the Raiders because, let's be honest here, the Raiders suck. They're not a good organization. They probably have the worst NFL coach in history in Josh McDaniels.
That's arguable.
And
Sean Payton coaches the Broncos, though.
Funny guy. With that being said, give me the Lions to cover. I think they win by 10 easy. And give me the under because I honestly don't think the Lions are able to score 47 points by themselves.
Copy and paste. I'm not going to scream fuck the Raiders, but copy and paste on this one. Listen, the Lions got a bit embarrassed last week by the Ravens, and I don't think Dan Campbell's going to take that laying down very easily. So I also believe that the Lions cover the 8.5 point spread. Listen, Jimmy Garoppolo has already been ruled out. They haven't found a suitable backup. Somebody who can actually come out and do anything. I'm still surprised they're not playing that O'Connell or O'Donnell kid, whatever. He seemed like he was pretty decent in his one start, but we'll get past that. So yeah, give me the Lions to cover. I think they lay a smackdown on the Raiders. But I do also think it's under because, as Jake already said, I just don't think the Lions can get to the 46.5 points, 47 points by themselves. So give me the Lions to cover and the under. Ryan.
Correction to Bill's take.
Is not playing.
Yeah, David Montgomery is out. Correction, Bills take. Jimmy Garoppolo is playing Monday night, which changes it a little bit because it gives me confidence in the over. However, exactly what Bill said, Dan Campbell's not going to be happy that his team just got smashed, and I expect them to rebound appropriately. I do think that the Lions beat the brakes off the Raiders and score a lot of points, and I could see them scoring in the 30s by themselves. I think the Raiders are at least a 17 to 21 point offense when Jimmy Garoppolo is starting. So I'll take the Lions to cover and the over.
All right, sounds good. Ryan Lions covering over. Well, I don't have anything else, boys.
No, had a blast.
Go Birds.
Go Birds. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here on BSing Sports, part of the BSing Network, where we do a little BS and we talk a whole lot of sports. Have a good night.